Welcome to episode 18 of the World of Screens podcast. On today's TV edition, Josh and I, we're going to play a little catch up on Alien Earth and Peacemaker, the latest episodes that have dropped for that. But we're going to be talking about The Paper season 1 on Binge and Task, the new episode, the new show on HBO. The first episode dropped for that show. Before we get into that, I'm Nick Larry, the founder and film editor at World of Screens, and joined by Josh Barry, the TV editor at World of Screens. Josh, how's it going, mate? A nice big weekend of TV has come and gone.
Yeah, a few shows popping their heads up at the moment.
Just a couple. One of them being Task, which was on your anticipated list when we spoke a few weeks ago about that. So I think we're very excited to be chatting about that. But it was a huge weekend of TV, and I'm excited to break it all down. Before we get into all of that housekeeping, whatever podcasting platform you're listening to us on, thank you for listening to us there. If you subscribe and download the episodes, it helps out a heap. If you're watching us on YouTube, like and comment and subscribe. Get us into your algorithm, helps us out, helps get us seen, and we appreciate the support. worldofscreens.com, head there, subscribe to our emailing list. You'll be the first to see articles, reviews, giveaways, the whole 9 yards. And go to Instagram at World of Screens. Follow us there. We love your support. We thank you for it. So before we get into the two lengthier, bigger reviews for the day, Josh, for The Paper and Task, let's do a quick catch up. Alien episode 5 dropped, and Peacemaker episode 3 dropped at season 2. We'll start with Alien as per. So this episode is a flashback episode. And I remember when we spoke of our episode 1 review, we were talking about how they sort of intercut these really gory moments into the cold open. And we were like, holy shit, this whole spaceship is getting destroyed and mauled. Will we ever see it? We saw it. We saw it, Josh.
We got to see it.
We got to see it in all its bloody, tense gory. What did you think of this episode?
Gory glory. In all
gory glory, indeed. Indeed.
Man, I'm probably going to say this is my favorite episode so far.
Oh, it's up there. It's up there, Josh.
Once it finished, and also I thought about it the next day, I was just, while I was watching it, I thought, I love all the other stuff, but I love when they're just on the ship with the
this stuff is gold.
Yeah. I mean, it's like watching the original film again, almost. Like
it really is, and not just because there's these like tonal callbacks, obviously, and sort of the structure of the episode follows the original film quite closely. I would say, but the fact that they get this to aesthetically feel like it feels like it was shot on film.
Yeah,
it looks incredible. We've spoken ad nauseum about the production design and the effects, the special effects and stuff. But I was
so cinematic.
I was so captivated by this episode. I might have to agree with you. I think it has been the best episode of the show so far.
Yeah. The scale on screen is like, like we said in the early episodes, like I would just love to see this in a cinema.
I know.
And this episode would have been like,
this episode is a movie, basically. It's its own contained film.
A movie. Yeah. If you put this in a cinema and showed it, would go down a treat.
And it doesn't necessarily give us any more context, or any more needed context as to what Morrow is doing, but he is slowly becoming my favorite character. I'm a big fan of what and the end of the episode and his meeting with Yutani is very much like, oh, I like where this is going to go.
Yeah. And we got a little bit of backstory on his daughter, obviously.
Yes. Awful. Just depressing.
Really depressing.
But we get why. We get, we sort of get why because in the flashback with his daughter on the beach, I was like, oh, this is a really, he's a nice guy. And what happened? And then, of course, there's a trauma and a tragedy that sort of completely propels him. And I love when he gets woken up based on the fire that sort of starts everything. He is just a curmudgeon-y old, just like, why the hell have you woken me up? And then it is just, it's almost like everything he does from then isn't necessarily because of the containment breach, but it's more like, you've woke me up and I hate you all.
Right.
And I'm going to let this goddamn xenomorph take you all on. I love the practical effects of the gore. watching the face huggers on these bodies, seeing how it's gross, but how the acid blood is sort of ripped away most of the captain's face. Like it looks
Yes.
amazing.
It really does.
And
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
scary. It was a scary,
Yeah.
tense episode.
Yeah.
Just some of the not even
The
just the xenomorph stuff, but
no, the
the
eyeball.
eyeball, probably what maybe everyone's favorite parasite now after the
I
xenomorph.
think so.
He's getting a lot of screen time, this eyeball.
He's getting a lot of screen
Which
time.
makes me wonder
Yeah.
when we go
Yeah.
back to the containment lab and go look at that poor sheep once more.
Yes.
What are we into? That's another great body horror moment in this episode when we
Yeah.
see what
Yeah.
the eyeball does to the engineer, the poor engineer and
Yeah.
his apprentice. God, they get fucked over in this episode. But
Yeah.
Josh, I agree with you. I think it's the best episode so far. I'm so excited and they do well to be like, oh, there's so much more to come,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
excites me as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
3 episodes left. I think it was six,
Yeah.
7, and 8, and then
like
we're
structurally, I think this was a good time to have this episode.
agreed. Yeah.
Yeah. And now
So it
we've
was like
got
a little
three to.
cleanser, right? Little palate
Yeah.
cleanser
Yeah.
break sort of thing,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm excited to see where it goes. The other quick show we want to run down, obviously, Peacemaker. We're following season 2, episode 3 came out. Shorter episode, about 35 minutes long. Again, probably only as long as it needed to be, which I wasn't too upset with that. But we're very much seeing now Chris in this alternate dimension, kind of living out his perfect life.
Yes. Yes.
Which I think is going to pay off. I think
Yeah.
these 3 episodes have worked all together as like almost one cohesive piece. And I think this is where things will start getting a bit more, not interesting, not demeaning what happened, but sort of I think things will kick off a little bit more now.
Yeah, I agree with that. I've been almost casually watching, but I think
Sure.
this episode, was bringing it all to a sort of a point.
It's like the setup is done now, right? The foundations have been
right.
set. Now we've got sort of 5 episodes to really to kick it off. The biggest thing of this episode is Joel Kinnaman came back as Rick Flag. Rick Flag Jr. is alive in this alternate universe, but he's also a pussy, which is kind of funny as well.
And also dating his girlfriend.
And dating Harcourt. I thought that scene in Argus was hilarious.
Scene. Yeah, that was really good.
You got to showcase some very funny physical comedy. And just when I thought the episode wasn't going to do anything, we get a really great scene where there is it's not really a robbery. It's more of like a hostage situation where this like militant peacekeeping group are going to blow up something, the Rising Suns, and Chris comes and saves the day in classic Peacemaker fashion with no regard for human life. As long as it's violent and it's death, he's there for it.
Cool.
Very cool. A very cool scene. The pencils was a moment that I cringed a lot in. But I think the massive thing with this episode is this relationship he has with Chris, his brother in the alternate universe. And obviously we know as the audience that the Chris from that universe has been killed by Peacemaker. So what's going to happen to that when his brother finds out? David Denham's such a good actor.
He's great.
Really love him in this. So
what else has he been in? Because I definitely recognize
he's sort of character acting here and there. He was in the early days of The Office. He was Pam's fiance in The Office. He was in Brightburn recently. I don't know if you saw that, the Superman-esque horror film. Like, what if Superman?
No, I didn't actually I didn't see that. No.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Look, you're not missing out on too much. It was David Denham. Rebel Ridge. He was in Rebel Ridge recently.
Yeah, yes.
I loved Rebel Ridge, man. That was such a good
Rebel Ridge was great.
And he's the dad in Joyride. Do you remember that?
I do. Yeah. I do. Yeah. Oh, he was in Mare of Easttown.
Mare of Easttown, which
segue.
Well, what a fun little connection that'll be. How that comes up. But yeah, I think we're both feeling the same way about Peacemaker. Is that I don't mind the foundation that's been set. Couldn't have done it quicker, perhaps. But I think we're about to kick off now. I think we're going to see some more interesting stuff happen later on. And James Gunn's announced that the Superman sequel's coming out in 2027, Man of Tomorrow, and that Peacemaker Season 2 will connect very heavily to it. Which is hilarious. The family-friendly Superman connecting to the show where a woman flashed her boobs at Peacemaker as he was riding the peace cycle, which I thought Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
The kids will love it. And then he
He
stabbed a
was
man.
loving that.
He
I
was
like that scene. He was loving that. He was
the whole
loving the
town.
attention. Yeah.
That is great that there's this whole small town that is just like, we love Peacemaker, and he's just the arbiter of death. Like, it is
Yes.
so funny. But no, I'm enjoying it. I definitely think out of the two, though, Alien Earth is the one that's, man, what a show.
Yeah, yeah,
Really glad something
yeah,
up for
I
the hype.
agree. Yeah.
Well, we got two new shows that have dropped in the last few days. Really quickly, I want to talk about The Paper season 1.
Here is one of my articles I'm particularly proud of. I'm scrolling, and I'm learning a lot.
My name is Ned Sampson. I am your new editor-in-chief.
Have you read this paper?
Uh-huh.
How do you think it compares to any other paper?
It sucks. But we are going to make it better.
A documentary crew searches for a new subject, finding a dying Midwestern newspaper and its publisher's efforts to revive it using volunteer reporters. So this is a mockumentary sitcom series from Greg Daniels and Michael Coman. It's a follow-up and spin-off to The Office, the American version of The Office, and it stars Domhnall Gleeson, Sabrina Imperatori, Chelsea Freya, Melvin Gregg, Gebo Sola, Ikemello, Alex Elderman, Ramona Young, Tim Key, and Oscar Nunez is coming back as Oscar from the original Office. So this wasn't necessarily on the radar to talk about, Josh. I won't lie to you. I know you haven't watched it yet, and I've seen the first 4 episodes. So the entire show dropped on Binge in Australia, all 10 episodes. It's already been renewed for a second season. And I think that's the smartest thing this show can do. Because if this was a weekly release, I don't think people would have given a shit about it, especially after the first episode. It was funny and I really enjoyed it. But for me, I was like, oh, I will watch the next one. I will watch it. And I did that 3 times to the point where I watched 4 episodes in a row.
Yeah.
So I think it's done well to put itself in the zeitgeist. It's also from the creators of The Office and Parks and Recreation, which famously have shit first seasons.
Oh, okay.
Those that really didn't find their footing until later on.
Gotcha.
I think The Paper has the advantage of sort of building off the foundation of The Office as well. The style is very similar. So the whole premise is that the same documentary crew that filmed The Office goes to the Pennsylvania office where they originally filmed to do this like 20-year later reunion thing, and it's not there anymore.
Okay.
And they find out Dunder Mifflin's been bought out by another company that produces paper, but the majority of paper it produces is toilet paper.
Okay.
And then in this toilet paper office, there's a small section called the Toledo Truth Teller, which is a small independent newspaper that has been kept there because the owner is nostalgic for old print news.
Okay.
And they grab clickbait articles from Associated Press. There's a really funny bit where they're sort of going through their process about how they find the articles. And it's like, find out how much Brad Pitt tipped this taxi driver. And she's going through the article being like, it is by Sabrina Imperatori, who you would know from The White Lotus. She was the hotel concierge in season 3 of The White Lotus.
Okay, yes.
So she has this thick Italian accent, and she's going like, I'll take you through the history of tipping. And it's just these 2-word sentences, and then like 4 ads, and then something else, and then you scroll down the article, and then a pop-up ad comes up, and you scroll down. It was $300. Oh my god! Like, it's very funny and it's very silly, but it does have a lot of the heart that The Office had, especially in its later seasons. I think Domhnall Gleeson is really great casting. He has this sort of like yuppie energy that I really enjoyed, but he's not doing Michael Scott either. It's not this weird sort of like inferiority complex of a man who is like trying to impress people. He's very much trying to get a part of, bringing some integrity back to this paper. But yeah, it's really fun. The first 4 episodes I thought was really funny. They scatter off into, volunteer reporters doing these like off-site bits and reporting quite quickly in the show, so it doesn't feel too contained. But I think it's a lot of fun. It's like 25 to 30-minute episodes, super easy to watch, and I will definitely finish it and go back and hope that season 2 is just as good. So any interest in The Paper for you, mate?
Mate, I've never watched the American Office.
Never.
No, I'm a British Office diehard, I think. I never wanted to watch the
Wow.
American.
Okay, I agree with you there about the British. Fucking incredible, really great.
I know I
Um,
have heard the American is just a totally different
it is a different vibe,
experience.
and
Yeah,
it's you get to spend a lot of time with these characters, I think, as
yeah,
well as
yeah,
opposed to the British Office. So,
yeah.
but there we go.
But I agree. Like I think it is a good idea the way they've structured that, brought those episodes out already renewed. Because these days it's like sometimes I will now wait to the end of the season and then see if something's renewed because otherwise I'm wasting my time for a
What?
season
Yeah, what's the
maybe.
point investing into? Sure, totally,
And
totally.
that
So,
happens so often now.
do you know what
So
I'm
what?
really hoping it doesn't happen with is overcompensating. That needs a second season so fucking bad. That's the
It
one I'm
hasn't
waiting
been.
for.
It hasn't been.
I think they've got a writer's room, but there's no
Okay. Okay.
confirms. But
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
that's exactly like when you said that. That is the show
Yeah.
I thought of. Like, I want there to be something for that. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah. That was
so
a great
yeah,
show.
so yeah, all 10 episodes are out. It's on Binge at the moment. I think it was made for Peacock in the US, so they've come back
Okay.
and sort of done their.
They
Uh,
seem to be doing a bit of a push, Peacock.
I think this is the play. I think this is what they're going to try and do is like
Yeah.
try and get more people to get, especially in the
Yeah.
US, come to their
Yes.
service and
Yeah. Yeah.
whatnot. Binge also kind of needs some relevancy in Australia
Yeah.
now that we have HBO
Absolutely.
Max, funnily enough, with what we're going to
Yes.
talk about next. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I definitely think it's an easy watch. It's really funny. I think it's very wholesome. Because it is on streaming, they drop F bombs or they've dropped a F bomb, and I was like, oh, you
Mhm.
didn't get that on The Office, so
Okay. Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
not they're
Yeah.
not holding back, which is good fun. So yeah, no, the paper I think is definitely worth checking out. A nice easy breezy watch.
Yeah.
Uh,
Cool.
but the big hitter for this episode is the new show that is just a HBO original that has just premiered on HBO Max in Australia, and that is Task.
You ever done something you can't be forgiven for?
Don't do that, goddamn!
I haven't been a very good father to you lately.
My kids ask me if their mother's ever coming back, and I ain't got an answer.
She's in your heart, too. If things go terribly wrong, people want to know why God let it happen.
In the working class suburbs of Philadelphia, an FBI agent heads up a task force to put an end to a string of violent robberies led by an unsuspecting family man. So, as I said, this is a HBO crime drama series created and written by Brad Inglesby, who also created Mayor of Easttown, which is a fantastic show. And it stars Mark Ruffalo, Tom Pelphrey, Amelia Jones, and Martha Plimpton. You were excited for this. This came up in your most anticipated shows for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
We've got Brad Inglesby, who did Mayor of Easttown.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Which I loved.
Loved Mayor of Easttown. HBO rarely
HBO.
misses. Mark Ruffalo's a great actor. Tom Pelphrey, who I've seen before, obviously in Ozark. He's the depressive brother in Ozark.
Yeah.
I love Amelia Jones from Coda. So it has a lot going for it.
Yeah.
It's a gritty FBI versus criminals. The trailer anyway sort of has it as this high octane cat and mouse sort of show. After this first episode, there is going to be cat and mouse stuff and there is going to be thrills and tension. But this is going to be a very big character study on broken men and what they will do when family is either taken from them or they can't provide for them. Which again, Mayor of Easttown kind of did that as well. Was this crime show that was something very deeper on the, under the surface.
Yeah.
But first thoughts, first episode is out. This one's coming out weekly, Josh. What do we think of episode 1 of Task?
I think it was like the perfect start to a series.
I agree. It was awesome.
It was kind of everything you want. It spent its time with its characters.
Yep.
And that was all very well written and really entertaining to just sort of spend some time with each side.
Yeah.
Tom Pelphrey for me was just absolutely kills this.
He's a force in this show. I was absolutely taken by him. Yeah, for sure.
And something HBO, I think, is the best at is casting.
Yeah.
I think that's why they do rarely miss.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
true. Yeah.
that like any show, HBO show, you can generally sort of talk about the castings normally spot on.
Mm.
And this would have been a pretty hard role to cast, I think,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he's not a good guy, but you really do need to like him.
It's one of those things, hey, where it's like, is he a bad guy or is he just doing bad things? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, and
yeah,
that's where I love those character dynamics in
yes,
shows, and
yeah,
and
yeah,
he just brings he's got this look, this rugged. He's a garbage man by trade, rough beard, long hair, rough demeanor, a couple of tats, like
yeah,
bit of a no bullshit attitude as well.
yeah.
But he's never aggressive, and he seems calculated, but you know very early on that he's driven by a desire to just get the fuck out of this working class suburbia.
Yeah, and
And
he seems like a big family man. He seems great with his like little
his
boy.
door, yeah, yeah. And
Yeah, daughter, and then they're living
and
with
Amelia Jones is sort of like the niece
niece who,
as well, yeah. Who his brother's been is dead, his brother's passed away, his wife has left him.
yeah,
And
yeah.
he
So he's
just wants to get
survival
out of,
mode.
he wants to give, honestly, he really
Yeah,
is. But
yeah,
he's smart. He's very smart. And I love, there's the opening scene of the show is this parallel back and forth between his character and Mark Ruffalo's character, who basically he's an FBI agent who you find out he used to be a priest. And he left priesthood to become a law enforcement officer. But there's been a tragedy in his life. We know his son's in prison, and we know his
yes,
other
yeah.
kid is dead. And I'm assuming those two things are related, but we actually don't know
No, yeah,
yet. But he drinks his way through the night and is recruiting for the FBI during the day. So he's not necessarily living an existence he cares much for as well. And it was so cool watching this opening scene that was showing them both ultimately get ready for their day.
yes,
And the immense similarities between them, except the difference is at night, Mark Ruffalo's character goes home and drinks more, and Tom Pelphrey's character robs a drug den, a stash house, right? And
yeah,
it's incredible. I just think this is going to be such an intriguing character study of just
yes, yeah,
the depths that two men can go to in order to find some fulfillment. And will that mean taking the life of some of the other person? Will that mean, you know what I mean? It's just,
yeah.
they're two sides of the same coin, which is a
Yeah,
very,
that's right.
very cool
Exactly.
show to do that.
Yes. Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yeah,
Mark Ruffalo,
yeah,
I
and
thought
I
was
think
good.
it's yeah,
yeah.
man. I generally always like Mike Ruffalo. I love that he's seems to be going back to this sort of stuff, like
Bit of prestige sort of like
yeah,
acting,
yeah.
I guess.
I
Like,
think he's good. He is really good in these sorts of roles.
because he brings this
Obviously,
sort of everyman funniness to it as well. Like, he's a bird
yes.
watcher as well. And that led to some really funny. Do you know what's
my
really
God.
funny is we got him as a bird watcher, and then we've got Tim Meadows' character in Peacemaker as someone with bird blindness, which was also a great joke from episode 3. He took advantage of my bird blindness, which is funny.
Duck.
But
told me it
messed
was a
up.
duck.
But yeah,
That's a funny scene though, where he gets those binoculars out and he's just looking around that room. That was good.
It was so good. But yeah, it does so much in its first episode as well without giving loads away of where it's going to go. I think we know so much about these two guys already and their situations. There's a really intense scene between Tom Pelphrey and Amelia Jones where I feel terrible for her character. She literally says at one point, she was like, I do nothing. Like, there is nothing for her in this town except looking after her cousins, basically, these cousins she has.
Yeah.
And it's just heartbreaking. It's just like they're being so stuck in this small town with nothing
and
to
then
do.
basically sort of saying she's going to leave almost, and then goes in and her cousin's like, please don't go.
That was so brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this show is not going to be pulling any
No.
punches for sure. If Mayor of
No, no.
Easttown's any indicator, this is going to be
that's right.
this is going to be 8 weeks of a tough watch, but a very rewarding watch. I could imagine. It's the same with Mark Ruffalo's character, and is it his stepdaughter who works at the? I think I missed that relation. The girl who works at the snow cone place, and he says goodbye to in the morning. I'm trying to remember because like I said, a lot happens.
I thought it was his daughter, but
maybe it is his daughter. Yeah. So does that mean they have 3 kids?
Maybe they don't say. I don't know.
I might have just missed that connection, but he's obviously trying to form this relationship and connection as well.
Yes.
So yeah, there's just these men trying to forge relationships, not forge, but try and maintain relationships as well.
Yeah.
At the center of it. Then the finale is so good. Well, even before the finale, sorry, the whole sort of crux of the show comes about when Mark Ruffalo's character, I'm trying to get some character names up. Tom, of course it's Tom. Is asked to put together a task force. He's not even asked to put together one. He's given a task force of very green FBI agents. A lot of them either fresh out of the academy or has never seen any field work before. And they get given a dilapidated drug den that was been seized as their operational
that he
base.
himself has to clean.
That was a great scene, him having to get out there. But I was watching, I was like, that's kind of cool. Like that's kind of like a cool sort of. Imagine hanging out there and taking down baddies.
But I feel like, and I think it's generally with HBO, and I feel like the writing, even just for things like that, was so good because beforehand you'd seen him sort of tending his garden at home.
Yes.
So then, I know it's only a small thing, but then when he starts cleaning that, it doesn't feel weird. Like it feels that he would do that.
That is something he would, absolutely, and that's just good writing. Hey, that's
it is. That's right.
That's just really, and that's where I feel like that's immediately not just that point necessarily, but that sort of whole tone is what made me really think about the fact this is going to be a dense character drama more than a crime thriller. And it's not going to be short on the thrills because there is a shootout in one of the stash houses that closes the episode. That is thrilling. It's tense. It's high intensity.
It was really tense.
So tense and just and brutal and bloody and really adds that sort of danger element to this story as well.
Yeah. It's funny. I don't think you watched it, but I watched the recent show on Apple called Dope Thief.
I didn't watch it, no, but I'm aware of it. Yeah, with Brian Tyree Henry.
Yeah, that's right.
And Wagner Moura.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. The first episode of that is actually really similar in theme.
Interesting. Okay.
It is literally 2 guys who are robbing drug dealers.
Stash houses. Yeah, right.
And so especially when it all kicks off in like the gun shoot and stuff, it's really similar.
Ooh, okay.
But this, you can tell, is just deeper on the character development.
It's more interested in the characters than the actual premise, exactly. I guess, right?
Yes, yeah. Because after that in Dope Thief, for me, it kind of fell away because that was it for the action.
Okay.
So, but this one, I'm way more intrigued about.
Interesting.
What's going to go in the background, basically.
Okay. I mean, I'm excited as well because the performances and the writing for this episode's any indicator. I think we're in for a pretty damn good show.
I watched the little inside the episode thing or whatever they do.
Oh, right.
At the end. I was amazed how many of the actors are British.
Oh, okay. Amelia Jones is British.
Emily Jones. I think, is it Thuso?
Mabedu, I think.
Yeah, she's
British as well. They're taking over. The Brits are taking over Hollywood.
Oh, maybe not.
As we say as Australians.
Maybe not. There were definitely about 3 of them, and when they were being interviewed, I'm like, oh wow.
Okay.
All British accents, which shocked me a bit.
They're doing it the best. That's why.
Great. I think. Yeah, I can't remember. Owen Teague as well, I thought was good.
Yes, he who most recently did Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. He was the main
That's
ape
right.
in
That's
that, which
right.
I remembered him from. But
Oh, he's in the Rivals of Amazia King as well, coming out.
which is
I've
getting a
heard
lot of
good
buzz.
things. Yes.
Which our own Mikey Walsh saw at MIF and absolutely couldn't sing the praises of it enough.
That's what I saw. Yes, yes,
That's
yes.
he
Cool.
loved that film. So yeah, and he's Owen Teague, because he's got a very intriguing face, I guess you could say.
Yes, yes, yes.
He's a notable face for sure.
Yes.
So,
and I loved the captain.
Yes, Martha Plimpton.
Yes.
Who
she was great.
I love her. She's from the Goonies. I will love her forever until the day either one of us die. She just has, she's a classic captain, a classic FBI secret agent, secret whatever captain, and no bullshit.
No, exactly.
So flat.
He asked her a question, and she's about someone, and she's like, the uterus discharge or something.
Yeah, that's right.
I cracked up.
It's too good, and it's really funny. It's the show picks its moments of levity quite well. Like that's the other thing.
Yeah, there were definitely a few laughs in there.
A few laughs for sure. Yeah. Just preparing us before it becomes unbearably sad.
Yes.
But this show's off to an absolute flyer of a start for me. I am
me too.
So pumped up to see where it's going to go. I love the weekly release for this. Similar to Alien Earth, I feel like I'm going to be anticipating it now every week, which excites the shit out of me.
Yeah, because when does this drop? Sunday night here?
Monday nights for us. Like Monday afternoon for us. So there'll be Monday afternoon before whatever screenings we have.
Has always, I don't know, it's got almost a nostalgia for me with the way they did that with Game of Thrones and
I do remember, when Game of Thrones and Breaking Bad owned the Monday night spot.
Yeah.
Right? Especially
and The Last of Us.
The Last of Us, very much so. HBO just do it
I love the Monday.
I guess obviously in the States, they know people will be around their TVs at 9 o'clock on a Sunday night, right?
Yeah.
So
no,
I'm very much in the same. I don't see Task becoming the cultural phenomenon that like Mayor of Easttown did. Mayor of Easttown, I think people would remember, was like just post-COVID sort of show. So some people were still in lockdown watching it. This is probably a far more heavier subject matter than like the entertainment value probably would lead it to be. But it's great. Like I don't think it's weird to say I'm excited for a show that I know is probably going to depress me for the next 6 weeks. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, I love that.
That's why we do it. It's why we do it. Because we got to feel we're robots and we have to understand human emotion. But it's definitely one like this and Alien Earth at the moment are the two things that I'm absolutely frothing for every week. Like I cannot wait for those shows to drop. I'm excited to see where this show goes. What's in because obviously we were talking about before we started recording that Welcome to Derry is coming to HBO in October.
Yes.
Is that the next show? That must be the next show, like after Task will finish and then.
Well, I was looking, man, in the next 2.5 weeks, right?
Yeah.
We've got Black Rabbit coming out.
Yes. Very excited
on Netflix. The Lowdown that I spoke about last week with Ethan Hawke. Season 5 of Slow Horses is back in 2 weeks. Which
I'm gonna watch the first 4. They pump that show out like crazy.
Yeah, they're only 6-episode seasons.
The Brits do it the best,
and it's a bloody great show. I'm always keen for that to come back.
Nice.
We've got one Netflix that the trailer dropped this week. House of Guinness.
Oh, I saw that trailer. I'm so pumped for that. That looks great.
Amazing.
Guys who make Peaky Blinders.
Yeah. And then little shout out, season 2, the English teacher's coming back. And if you haven't watched that, I highly recommend it.
I forgot about that show. I completely forgot about that show. Okay. Yeah. Season 2 is on its way.
Season 2 is 2.5 weeks away.
This sounds
there's loads coming. This sounds like a classic Nick show to look out for as well. But Chad Powers is coming out September 30th. In 3 weeks, yep.
Glenn Powell. Playing a footballer who goes in disguise to make his college team or some shit. I don't know, but it looks dumb and I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm excited. That's what I'm excited for.
And Welcome to Derry's like
late October, I think. It's sort of doing that Halloween sort of release.
Halloween, late October. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still plenty to come out. Still, yeah, it's a really loaded back end of the year with TV.
It is. Yeah.
Which just means
and movies.
And movies, I know. We're just talking about just this week alone. I think there's 5 new releases coming out in the cinemas this week.
They should actually do it. They should work it out with each other, shouldn't they? They bloat the first half with TV and then the back half with movies.
Utopia, Josh. If we ran the world, mate, that would be the case. That would be the case.
People like me that to watch both of them.
I just got to watch everything.
Yeah.
We just got to Clockwork Orange ourselves and just sit in front of the screens forever. Oh god. But yeah, loaded television calendar coming up. And task for the next. I think it's 7 episodes in this miniseries. So, and that's the key. It's a miniseries. It'll have some finality as well. So when it's done, it's done. Which I'm never upset by. That's for sure.
No, I'm good with that. Yeah.
Well, that brings us to the end of another episode of the World of Screens podcast television edition. On the next episode, in the movie edition of the show, we'll be coming a little bit later next week. We're going to be chatting The Long Walk, Downton Abbey, the grand finale, and Splitsville. Have you had a chance to see Splitsville yet, by chance? Or
No, I was almost going to go tonight because I think there's a preview screening tonight, but I think I'll wait a little bit.
Let's wait a little bit.
I'm super keen.
I'm very excited.
When did you see?
I saw it for Sydney Film Fest. I interviewed the director.
Yes.
Which was really cool. He was really fun to chat to. So, because I love The Climb as well, the film. Did you ever see The Climb?
Oh, yes, I did. Yes.
They're the same guys who made that. So
okay. Yeah.
I think you'll enjoy that. But that's on the next episode. As always, head to worldofscreens.com for all the latest film, TV reviews, news, awards, expert articles. Everything's on there at worldofscreens.com. Thanks again, Josh, for jumping in, mate, and having a chat about some television. We'll be back next week to talk even more TV. Until then, we'll see you in the next episode of the World Screens podcast.